It can be frustrating and disheartening to work with a child who has a significant anger problem. And so I want to give you some tips as a parent to know how to respond to this child today. I'm Dr. Scott Taransky. I have written the book, Good and Angry, Exchanging Frustration for Character in You and Your Kids. And you can find out more about it at biblicalparenting.org. The reason that we as parents get angry or upset when our children get angry is because we're all emotionally connected, even with people we don't know. So if you're in the grocery store and the manager's yelling at some employee over on the other side of the aisle, you start to feel upset. Why is that? Because we're emotionally connected. All the more so when we know someone or they're close to us, even in our family. So we're often quick in our own hearts to jump to our emotional challenges. So one very important thing is we can use this as an opportunity for God to sanctify us so that we can deal with our own emotional self-regulation as we're working with a child. And this is a model for a child as well. We can even say, hey, we're all working on anger in this family, and I'm trying to help you with this. So that's number one. Number two, you want to also help a child to be able to take responsibility for their anger. The anger isn't your fault. The anger is the child's challenge. So it's not bad to be angry. It's what they do with it and how it consumes them that they need to be able to manage. There are two qualities they need: is self-control. That's one, to manage the energy, and the other is peace. That's to get angry less often. So that becomes very important as we're trying to help children to change. Transfer the responsibility to the child. Don't get sucked into the drama. Stop the drama and say, I can't talk to you right now because you're off track. The next thing we want to do is we want to help children realize they're off track, and then we'll use a break idea, which says you need to go sit down in the hall and settle down. And this is really a great tool for children to use. We use it all the time. Sometimes a child's so upset and has a hard time, you might want to sit with them and help them to regulate. But many children are just stubborn in their anger, and they just need to go sit down in the hall, and they learn how to settle down. And over time, this break length of time becomes less and less because they're learning how to recover more quickly. And so what's interesting and really fun for the children we work with is that sometimes kids will even not have to go to the break. They'll say, okay, I'm just going to settle down right here. Or they're going to put themselves in a break. I just need to take a break. And that's a sign of real emotional maturity. Remember that one of the biggest signs of emotional maturity is to be able to recover from upsetting situations more quickly. That's not just for children, but it's for adults as well. How quickly can we recover? And so we're practicing with children. And sometimes parents, with their comments, keep the anger intensity high. So we want to minimize our comments many times, unless they're coaching them to self-regulate. We want to minimize our comments because they often inflame the child with continual anger. So use those tools as you're working with a child. You also want the child to focus on the positive, where we're going instead of where we are now. So they aren't just feeling bad about their anger, but they're working on something like self-control or peace. And that's where the plan comes in, and we're helping them to be able to adjust themselves appropriately. That all of these parenting strategies working together often bring the major changes needed in a child's life so that they can reduce the anger challenges that they're experiencing.